Welcome to the Ben Knows Nothing podcast.
Welcome.
We have a friend of the show. Actually, it's like the second time we actually got to hang out with him. So now he's a real friend. Now
you're a legit friend.
I would even consider it best friends.
Now we're best friends. There
Are
you
we
go.
best friends?
Mike Squires is in the building.
Mike Squires.
What's up,
What's up, everybody?
The applause.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Where is it?
It's not that. Yeah, it's super not that. It's this one.
No, it's not.
Okay, you know what? We're just gonna.
I'm
we're
into
gonna,
the sound effects, dude.
Yeah, these are great. That actually came with it. With the sound. I have not changed those.
You've changed one.
I've changed one. I changed one.
Scrotes my goats.
Which just I'm not really sure what that means, but it's just something something I ended up saying.
It's weird because that's something I feel like I would say.
Scrotes my goats?
Well, not specifically that, but I definitely would take like a word
Some
and like
sort of-
magote it, like coffee, like coffee McGoffey. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like
I need some coffee McGoffey, man.
yeah. That's
But I mean, we talked about it before we got on the pod that you have been like nose to the grindstone, freaking going ham, just working your ass off, and that pays you back. But your sleep schedule is screwy.
Not
But
good.
it's because, like I said, you're passionate about something, you're trying to work really hard towards it, and it's like at the end of the day, you know, it's like, come on, man.
Now, is it
You're doing
always
the-
like that, or is it just
Yeah,
fluctuating
come
through
in
the
waves.
album because
So-
you're like in grind mode?
It's definitely grind mode because of the album. Because what happens is like it'll get late, and then I'll be like, you know what, I could do one more thing tonight, and then I'll finish that, and then I'll be like, it's like only 2 a.m. Like I'll get this next one started, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm already halfway done. Let me finish it,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's 6 a.m. and I'm like, wow, this is insane. Then I go to bed. I wake up at like 10, 11 a.m. and it's rinse and repeat.
Get back to it.
Yeah.
Do you ever fight the sleep where then you catch that second wind and then it is like time to check in and you're like, I can't fall asleep?
Sometimes, but when I try to fight the sleep always wins. I
Always
feel
wins?
like. Yeah, pretty much, because it's like at that point, like my quality of like what I'm doing goes down because I'm so tired that I'm just like I need to sleep.
Now, do you feel some sort of let's say you fell asleep and didn't accomplish what you needed to accomplish? Is there some sort of guilt that you feel on that, or like do you feel some sort of like
Because I at least feel like I'm always on my A game. No,
Good.
Because like and I just think
trying to see the standard that you hold yourself to? Because
yeah, and as long as I keep working and there's progress being made, that's all I really care for.
I mean, just following you on social media, man, like it's not that you ever take time off, but I have noticed a presence from you more because of the album, which I think everybody does, you know what I'm saying? But being an artist myself, knowing what goes into making those videos and what goes into having that much promo lined up ready to rock I'm like, dude, when like now that I know your sleep schedule, I'm like, that makes sense because like I used to say like, when does this dude sleep? Like, because I mean, they're really creative too, man. Like you obviously have a cool array of things that you do from being able to be the photographer that goes on tour with Webby. You have that stuff that you've documented very well, by the way.
Appreciate that.
And then you have this stuff that you do with Pimo, where you guys are kind of like a dynamic duo.
Yeah, dude.
And then you have this other stuff that you kind of freelance and do, and just kind of the Mike Squires thing that's like, your solo thing. So seeing it all and watching how it's like, I'm like, dude, like this guy is always coming out with something. You always have something on your plate to promote, which really helps you in the social media world.
It does. It super does too, because everything just feeds off of each other. You know what I mean? And it's always been like that, where it's like I haven't had to do much. I mean, I do a lot of marketing, but every time I release something like a song or a video, that in itself is also like an advertisement for like, yo, who is this? Or like the next thing, you know what I mean? Yeah. So everything kind of domino effects. And then sometimes people will find me from the music, and then they'll be like, oh, he does videos too. And then they'll find me from the videos and be like, wait, he's a photographer. Like, who is this dude? You know what I mean? So it's cool to see how like people's journey of like how they figured out what's going on.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah. We were actually just talking about that. And it's like how things can kind of cross-pollinate into making somebody who they are. Like, so I dabbled with video. I dabbled with it, and I'm like, so I'll get people like, oh my God, I know you from fitness stuff. Oh my God, I know you from the podcast. Oh my God. And for me, it's just like, cool, thanks. How do you like it? Awesome. So, but to see like everything kind of congeal, and then you're like, this is probably the closest to who I actually am, which is like with Ian's music, it's just like, this is probably the closest of authenticity and like who I am. And for you, it's like, hey, I do, I have my videos. Hey, I also produce. Hey, I have this. It's like, this is probably the closest thing to who I am or who I'm becoming.
Yeah.
And that will get you legitimate fans, or that will give you legitimate cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Who are like, you're the shit. This is awesome. I really like all the stuff you do.
Yeah, I think it goes both ways though too, because I see a lot of people who are like, you're spreading yourself too thin. But I do have an argument for that. It's like,
absolutely.
I don't do anything else.
Yeah,
I
yeah. What else are we doing?
I don't spread myself
and
to all the other things that you got, like everyone else is doing.
It also goes back to your self-confidence in the fact that you're like, okay, like maybe you think I'm spreading myself too thin, but I know what I'm capable of.
Or maybe they are spreading themselves too thin on certain things and they're deflecting that.
This is getting deep.
But they do that. People do it to me all the time, bro.
This is his thing.
But people do that to me all the time.
Yeah, no, they reflect they reflect their insecurities on you.
It's like, bro, like people be like, oh, you can't, you're doing this, and it's like, I'm fine. I don't know about you. Like, I really am good at like checking in with that. Like, like we'll text each other like, yo, bro, you good? Like, yo, you good?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so important to have a good support. So I imagine you doing all the things that you do, you probably have a really good support system. Or at least I hope you do.
So I don't know who I was talking to recently, but my system and support system, and I get kind of emotional even talking about it, but I literally don't think I can fail because I just have so many people that support me. And like, I know that if things started going bad for some reason, I just know that my team and everybody who supports me holds me down. So I don't want to ever say that I'm good forever because you never know and things can change in the blink of an eye.
Absolutely.
But I'm not tripping. You know what I mean? For right now.
I think that. Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah. So
but I mean, it's like you have confidence in the system that you set up, and you have confidence in the people around you.
Yeah, and it took time to build it. It's I'm 26.
Yeah.
But I've been in the game since like 15. That's when I started filming my first concerts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's so dope.
It's like weird. Like it's weird to say that I have like a decade in the game, but like I like confidently say that.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's like that's what makes you unique, and you can see it in your work. Like I see it. And I'm new to it. I'm not gonna act like I just like have known you for so long, but I'm new to it, and I was like, man, I'm actually enjoying seeing this.
Well, that makes me happy.
It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's and before he came in, I said like it's like a feel good stuff. Like it's like how could you not?
Yeah.
You know.
And going back to what we were just talking about too, it's like I'm somehow releasing my first like producer project, but it doesn't feel out of place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like...
No, I think, because it probably was a comfortability thing. Like, you probably, like, even if you had the thoughts of doing it, let's say 2-3 years ago, even if you didn't, but let's just say you did, if you were to have held off and then now look at yourself 2-3 years ago, you'd be like, damn, I'm glad I didn't release that album because I am nowhere near where I am now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're at that point now where you're like, okay, this is something that I'm going to put out that's forever.
It doesn't feel premature.
And you're confident in it because you, like he said, you've built a support system around you that's told you, nah, you got something here. You don't have yes men around you that'll tell you, you know what I mean? Like,
no, 1,000%.
So it's, you feel comfortable about that based on what you've created, which I think is why it's so important to have, everybody asks, like, you see the artist, and I always refer to my shit as like we. It's always like me, James, Biggs, like the team. Because
the team is so important.
Myself, dude, like I would almost 100% guarantee James does more work than I do.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's true.
So and if I didn't have that, it's but now when I put stuff out, I have that confidence, which is the same thing you have.
And well, another thing too, like the flip side is like as someone who is like maybe like a consumer of everything, it's like the fact that people are embracing it. It's not like, oh wow, like Mike's trying to do like this music thing now. It's like, oh, like this is tight. Because like, I mean, 2 years ago I dropped a photo book. You know what I mean? It's they're completely different.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Here, I'm coming back, everybody.
Hey, there he is.
But yeah, that's pretty much.
No,
it.
it's. I mean, you have so many. You have some like even the photo book, which I have a copy of, by the way, which was fucking dope.
Appreciate that too.
And I thought it was really cool how you did like the personal picture. He did a
one of ones.
Yeah, he printed. He had prints done of the pictures. And he would send you one with like a little message on the back, which I thought was really cool. Similar to how like Tony sends the coffee with like a little note.
Yeah, dude, I love that.
So
I'll be honest with you.
When I got my
I have
book,
2 of his notes. I saved it.
When I got my book, I was like, oh, this is fucking dope. And it was
That
like,
is dope,
you know,
dude.
and,
That's good.
and actually it's cool because it said we should link soon on the thing. So
here we are.
Yeah.
It's you know what it is? It's putting back into, I think it's putting back into the world or the universe, wherever you believe, that like being grateful for the position that you're in or that you earned. And when you do that to somebody, dude, you don't know how close somebody is where just a simple thank you will change everything.
Oh,
so
dude,
getting a note and just being like, and it has nothing to do with how big somebody is or small. It has everything to do with some people just needed to hear that, you know? So hearing that, you're like, that is cool. You know, it like makes you feel thought of.
Dude, it takes 2 seconds to be nice to somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're not nice to them, they remember that forever.
Forever. Oh, my God, forever.
Dude, I had this conversation today, man.
Kindness
I literally
is
like I could
everything.
go into my text messages right now and play like voice because I'm a voice memo guy.
Yeah.
And just play voice memos of just like I literally had this fucking conversation today about just like, you know, sometimes just being the nice guy or just being somebody that's tolerable.
Yeah.
And like, you know.
You know what I found to be very rewarding is like, because tour, I meet so many people, like impossible to remember amount of people.
Yeah.
And I'll like occasionally like someone will pop up and they'll be like, oh, you did like, actually someone just popped up the other day. They were like, yo, you helped me meet Chris Webby. Like I didn't have like the VIP, but like you got me in. And I was like, oh man, I probably shouldn't have done that, but you're welcome, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so
That's awesome,
it's like
man.
nice.
I'll remember you forever.
Yeah. And I think it's really nice when like people just pop up with these like cool stories. Cause it's like, damn, I don't remember doing that. But I'm glad that I did.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
a little,
Yeah.
you know, a little bit can go a long way for somebody else. Yeah.
It really can. The kindness and respect, being grateful, paying it, like the kind of paying it forward type of thing. But there is a caveat to there's a turning point to that where we all go through this, where there's 2 things that people can do. And I was going to ask you before, it's like, how do people take advantage of that? The kindness is weakness type of thing. And how do you check that? How do you check them when you're like, yo, like when they're taking too much from you?
I've gotten way better at that. I think there was a time in my life when I was building where I would, you know, be more accepting of, you know, being pushed over and taken advantage of a little bit more because I was just trying to build. And, you know, at that time it was like, honestly, I'll just take what I can get.
Yeah.
But now there's definitely a way to be nice and also like keep your like feet
integrity.
on the, yeah, because I'm pretty straight. I'm a straightforward dude. If I don't like something, like, you know, it's not, doesn't mean it's not good. It's just like not for me. Like, so there's ways to say that. There's ways to like, this isn't something I'm fully interested in, but I still support you. You know, like, and that doesn't mean we'll never find something that we can work on. You know what I mean, or something like that. So I think I've done a good job. I think just being honest right off the riff, because then if you lead somebody on, you're like, yo, this is great, let's work on it, and then then don't, then that's even worse than just being like, yo, I didn't like it.
Or sometimes you end up like I've myself have you know said yes and then like tried to, you know, I've been a yes man myself where I was like, you know, I say yes to it and then I kind of get myself into an agreement where I'm like, damn, I almost can't get out of this one. And then you end up doing it and you're like, damn, like I wish I wasn't doing this. You know, like I should have just thought about this and been up front, but it was like I didn't want to, you know, like we've had this conversation, but
it's tricky sometimes because sometimes
tough.
you don't even know that it's not for you until you're like in it.
Until you're in it. Yeah.
And then, but I think when you start realizing it's not for you, I guess like it becomes your responsibility to just say something or like, just like, hey, this isn't working out as well as I thought it would. Like, obviously, I still love you and I want to figure this out. Like, what can we do that makes this work for the both of us? Because I want to be able to deliver quality to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely. So. I mean, I'm going through it. We're not going through. I shouldn't say it like that. It's not a bad thing at all. But I've dealt with, you know, things like that with, you know, putting together a band. Like I have a live band that we do shows with. And we've had those where we've all had to be very honest. And what I was happy about was the way that it worked out because of the honesty. At the end, everyone was
those
like,
conversations are not easy to have.
Super hard.
Like, it's just mad stressful. Like, there's like that little bit of like tension because it's like, but if you come out of those conversations with everybody, like,
you're stronger.
you're stronger.
I found like if you go into it being like, look, this is a very awkward situation because we're close, and right now we're gonna ruffle each other's feathers. So like, let's just put it out there that like we both are gonna feel awkward right now, but like let's not make it seem like it has to go one way or the other. We have to like part ways. Let's just it's gonna be awkward because we both think different things, but let's figure it out on how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, I think I can relate to that even with just me and P. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Because we're like pretty like interlocked, but we don't agree on everything, you know what I mean? And like sometimes we'll get frustrated with each other, but at the end of the day, we always know that we both have our best intentions at heart. Like it's never anything that's like could crumble us down, but it's just like things like creative things that like are frustrating. But then, like he's working on like he's working on like a pop punk project. I'm not the biggest pop punk fan.
Tell him to hit me up.
I know, dude. I know.
Tell him to hit me up.
With him on this one. Then.
Yeah. But the project's great. It's not like my favorite thing. For you. But yeah, you know what I mean?
The same thing you just said.
But the music is still incredible. You know what I mean? Like I can understand that this is great music.
Yeah.
And not be like the biggest fan of pop punk.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. No, so that's go ahead, Ben.
But I think that's what I think so many people are missing in this life, in this world, whatever, where we do this thing. We play this little game where just because I disagreed with you does not mean that I hate you or I think it's trash. Like that's what everybody's so charged right now to be like, what did you say? And you're like, all I said was that it's not my thing. Like I don't like country music or whatever. Like I have a friend who's like, I fucking hate country music. And I'm like, all right, bro. Like, oh, cool. I like country music. And he was like, oh, okay. Like, well, you're, like whatever. They just get like all upset. And I'm always just like, dude, just because you disagree with somebody or you don't like something or it's not a project doesn't mean it's not beautiful. It doesn't mean it's not anything. And people right now just are jumping ship onto just saying something just absolutely outlandish and terrible.
It's like you can not like something and not voice your opinion on it, but it's like right now too. It's like if instead I see more people that are throwing shade than like championing the people that they like.
I just shush. Sometimes I'm just like, cool, Mark.
I think when it's anybody who's like a part of your team or that you're building with, it's always important to believe in the people that believe in you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
cheerleader for them, cheerleader for you.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, like, just because I'm not in love with pop punk, P still has 100% of my support.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like, that doesn't change. Like, he's got 100% of my love, and like, wherever he feels that I can help push this to the next level and help him with it, he knows I'm there for that. And that applies to anybody who's on my team. Like, anybody who just is trying to better themselves. Exactly.
Yeah. So this is a good segue. No, it was good because you brought up a lot of things here. And so I said we talked about how you spend a lot of time on your promo, and I said I feel like you understand what it takes to push a record. And I want to know at what point did you hit that understanding of the music business versus the love of the music, because there's a very, it's not even a fine line. There's a very big difference between the two.
The thing is, you need both.
You need both.
You can't even, like, the music can be great, but if you're not out there pushing it and promoting it, it almost, like, they're still
useless.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's unlikely.
You're trying to fill such a massive space that's being I've updated daily.
Ever since I've started, I've kind of had the mindset, because I came in the game as a video guy. I like literally my job was to promote music, like create a video to promote music. You know what I mean? So I always like have had a good understanding of like what it takes. I feel like I've had more clarity recently. I was talking to Pimo about this the other day. I was like, oh, I think I understand everything I need to do right now. It's like a lot of work, but I just need to do it. So it's like, I mean, for today, like, and the thing is, the game is always changing too, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's like, not evolving with how the game changes, you're basically playing yourself. You know what I mean? Did I think 5 years ago that I would be shooting 30 videos of me playing beats in TikTok with me just holding the mic with nothing else playing? No, I didn't think that. But TikTok, that's what's going right now. That's what's going right now. So it's like being able to mold yourself into these trends. You know what I mean?
I love this conversation.
Listen.
Shut up, Ian.
Listen.
No, I love this conversation.
I know.
But But you want to know something insane? I saw it happen firsthand. Mm-hmm. So this is like a super hidden gem. So I used to do political videos, right? Because I did one for Mark D'Amelio, Charlie D'Amelio's dad.
Yeah.
I watched Charlie D'Amelio like literally months after I did those political videos go from like huge TikTok fame to Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
She's got her own Hulu show right now.
That's what I'm saying.
They got basically the Kardashian show.
I mean, I'm really thankful. I haven't talked to them since then, but I'm super thankful for my time with Mark because he was dropping gem after gem after gem of knowledge.
So was that? So he was up on the like social media.
Well,
and
no,
that's what.
well, so technically, he was running for. I forget exactly what he was running for, but he was running for some political. Like politician, and I did his campaign videos.
Oh, so he knew
That's
about
dope,
social
though.
media and how
That's
to
gotta
promote
be
himself.
fun.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I don't know. I think it felt very organic.
Okay.
And he's like the nicest dude.
Well, I'm
ever.
just it
Yeah.
very well could have been, but it might have just been like I was just wondering if he was like a
he
social
was
media
pushing
savvy, and
that,
he was like,
yeah.
hey, you should try this, kid.
I don't think he was.
You know,
I don't think that's what
even more organic. That's crazy.
I think what had happened. I think Charlie just started buzzing. I don't know 100% exactly, but I think it was like he saw. It was like buzzing, and then just kind of like was like, oh, maybe we should do something. Yeah,
Smart.
I don't know exactly, but I mean, they're great.
You saw. I mean, you saw it happen. That's what I'm saying. Like, and I've had this conversation with people. Like, the TikTok thing is. At first, it came in my generation. I'm like the dial-up internet generation, right? Where like we had AOL Instant Messenger, blah blah. Yeah. We experienced life before social media as well as life with social media. So I understood why some of my peers and people my age were like, "Oh, I'm not getting on there and doing those dances." But once you realize that it's so much more.
Yeah.
Like if you're a chef, there's something for you. If you're a sailor, there's something for you. If you like cars, there's something for you.
How can you denounce something that's proven itself time and time again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, wow, where did you guys hear this song? TikTok, huh? Where'd you hear this song?
Yeah.
TikTok?
Wait,
this is popular because of what? TikTok?
Yeah.
It's like, come on. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's like if you're not going on TikTok right now,
and it's
you're
only
missing the writing on the wall.
I think it's only going to happen for a short while longer of this algorithm of like exposure.
Oh, yeah. Like, honestly, I feel late into the game,
Me
to
too,
be honest.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
But that's the thing. Just being able to adapt. Like, that's a huge thing of being in the entertainment industry. It's literally adapt or die. You know what I mean?
Well, that's where it's like with anything. Like, look at how it evolved. Like he's saying, AOL Instant Messenger. We used to run home just to message somebody on a dial-up internet service.
Yeah.
Then it was MySpace. Yeah. What's your top 7 friends? Then it's Facebook. Oh my God, I requested this girl in Ohio, and now it's like Instagram, and that blew up, and then it's just transforming, and it morphed into something, which, I mean, I think obviously you can go on TikTok and see some crazy shit, but I'm just saying you also can go in there, and it's like something amazing to market yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And from a business perspective, which is at this point in my life, I'm looking at a lot of those opportunities. You do have to surrender that type of stuff, and you got to go, hey, it's reinventing itself again. I didn't want to do, like, because I do training stuff too. I didn't want to do online stuff. Guess what? I'm doing online stuff. I do a ton of online stuff now. So it's just like, it is what it is. You know?
You got to adapt.
Every time you post something on social media, it's like throwing a dart at a dartboard.
Yeah.
And sometimes you hit that bullseye and sometimes you miss completely.
Yeah.
And the majority are misses, but like if you,
but the more darts you throw,
exactly.
The more probability that you're going to actually hit a bullseye.
Like, it's all, just consistency.
All right, so let's talk the album. Do you want to reset?
Yeah, I'll
quick?
reset it.
Beautiful thing. This coffee is phenomenal.
Delicious,
so
dude.
good, right?
Yeah, it is really good.
Yeah, dude. We should have him do a read with us. We should have Mike do the read with us.
I'm
first
very
time.
down. I don't drink hot coffee.
Shit.
I'm an iced coffee dude.
Really?
And I wasn't gonna come in here and be like, damn, like I was gonna be like, damn, I don't drink hot coffee at all. This was fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yet here you are, Mike. Here you are, dude.
Maybe I am a hot coffee.
Yeah,
guy.
maybe you just don't know.
We'll put this in the read.
Yeah.
I do that.
So the album is called The Sample Tape Volume 1.
Yes.
It drops April 12th.
Correct.
Now, the sample tape, are there any notable samples in there that people would know?
Yeah, and I guess I can talk. I don't care actually. But so Drive Slow with Jaron Benton, Locksmith, Pimo.
Is that a Kanye sample?
No.
The Drive Slow. Homie?
No, but I know what you're talking about. That version, yeah, but my version samples Earth, Wind, and Fire, September.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that song. I love that song.
Yeah, it's like slow down. So there's that. Fall in Love samples Jason Mraz's "I'm Yours."
Oh,
you
dope.
done me in that
Yeah,
one.
we were just talking about covering that. It's a good song.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. There's a bunch throughout.
Is the entire tape of samples?
No, so after I started putting it together, I kind of pulled back a little bit, and I was like, man, maybe I shouldn't have everything with samples, just in case. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, there are some like pretty notable samples on there that just like are not cleared. And for anybody listening, I tried to clear them. Somebody's just got to hit me up. But okay, maybe this is a poor mindset, but here's what's got me going. It's like if the song gets big enough, you know what I mean? Like
the
song
you'll
gets
be
big,
able to take care of it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It gets like we'll cross the bridge when we get there. Like if it doesn't do anything, it doesn't even matter.
I was told that from somebody that I take a lot of my advice from, somebody that's been a writer in the game and a manager in the game for years, and he's always said that as well. Like he was like, you know,
I'm super passionate about it, and it's like, dang, I'm not going to do this because of like, you know, business stuff. Like, I mean, yes, there is an element of that, but it's like, hopefully, the
reality, like you kind of lose out, you know, because you either have to come up with a massive bag up front and then you can't have money to promote it.
Yeah.
So I remember one time we had a sample, Rhythm of the Night. This was before the Black Eyed Peas version. This was like back in the 2012 maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
And we went to go get it cleared and they wanted like $25,000 up front and like 90% of the record.
Yeah. And it was just like, oh man, I don't have that.
Well, yeah, like what, dude? It was, but that's the, you know. So I think you kind of have no choice.
What actually really inspired me too, my homie Echo, he put out
Echo.
Yeah, he put out a remix to Crazy Town's Butterfly.
I saw that.
That's such a good song.
Not only did he put out this remix, Crazy Town reached out and then hopped on his remix, and now there's an official remix to that song with Echo. I was like, dude, that's best case scenario.
That's
I was
such
like,
a good kid. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let me.
Why not roll the dice?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, what's worst case scenario? They ask you to take the song down, like, and that, I mean, like, worst if they want to get deep into it, like royalty splits, which, who cares? Yeah,
it's already out. It's rolling.
But the sample tape, I guess, is also like a double entendre in the sense where it's like yes, there's samples on it, but it's also kind of like a sampler. Like if you were to go to like a restaurant and like, can I get the sample platter? It's like a little bit of chicken, a little bit
charcuterie board,
mozzarella sticks, all that stuff.
Well, so it's like there's so many different vibes on the project. Like there's a country record, there's like a club kind of record with riffraff, there's pop songs, rap songs, like soulful, like chopped, like so you're getting like a little bit of everything. Yeah. So when I made it, I don't expect everybody to love everything, but hopefully there's something on there.
See, it's like you're just gonna like the dartboard thing.
Yeah,
you're just throwing a bunch of those things in there, and one of them's gonna stick.
I hope so.
Oh, I think so. I think so.
Some of the names that I saw when I went through, you mentioned Jaron Benton.
Yes, sir.
Locksmith, who is actually my old roommate's one of my old roommate's favorite rappers.
Oh, he's incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah, he's a great dude. He was my roommate on tour.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's fucking dope. Pimo.
Yes, the man, the myth.
Atlas, of course.
The legend.
James Rose.
Yes.
You know
James?
I don't.
So James is from out here.
No shit.
He moved to Nashville though, but we actually have this honestly, I have a crazy story about him. So I met him through one of my high school friends, and then I ended up doing this record with him that's not out yet. I did this in like 2017.
Okay.
And it's still not out. And I ended up getting another one of my homies on an Abstract, and then they both moved to Nashville and met each other. And I was like, yo, you guys are on a song together that you don't even know that you're on a song together. And I was like, that song's not out yet, but
that's awesome.
Isn't that a weird story? I was like, how is that? That's such like small world. I was like, how did you guys meet each other? Like, and you guys are on a song and you guys don't even know that.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that is crazy. I'm excited for that to come out one day. James is like looking at me. He's just like, yo, can you just please put it out, dude?
Oh yeah, okay. So he still wants it to come out.
I want it to come out too. It's a great song. It's like, yeah, it really is a great song. I just like waiting for the right moment, I guess.
No, I've been there.
Yeah,
I've been there. So other names, Sammy Adams.
Yes, the man, the myth.
You know, childhood that I remember coming up.
I have a great story with Sammy too. So I'm a music video director. So I actually really linked with Sammy because I shot a music video for him. So while we were shooting that music video, we were shooting some scenes at like this club.
Okay.
And I don't drink. So friggin' some dude was there. He was like holding the back of my head, holding a bottle to me, trying to get me to drink. Sammy like comes out of nowhere, like friggin' decks this dude. He's like, yo, don't do that. And I was like, wow, thanks, Sammy. I was like, thanks, Sammy.
Somebody's just trying to force.
Have you brought that up recently to him? Like, have you ever like spoken to him about it?
We text like here and there. We don't text often, like you know what I mean. But friggin' no, it's just always like a good memory I've had.
That's
I'm
awesome,
just like,
man.
yeah, no, he's a really good dude, and yeah, no, he's crushing it too. He's just dropping music. He like works at like Apple, like with their like radio station or something like that. I know he crushes it on there. I don't know exactly what it is.
Good for him. It's awesome, man. Riff Raff and Annoyed.
Riff Raff, I've never met Riff Raff in my life.
I opened up for Riff Raff one time.
Really?
Yeah, at the Webster.
He seems like a really like fun dude.
Yeah,
Friggin',
like very entertaining.
Yeah, extremely entertaining guy.
So the record we have with Riff Raff is actually the second. So we did distribution through the Orchard. I guess originally they were Sony Red, and that's who like Black 17 is like who acquired that feature for us, and. No, it was the second record. So we did a record before, and the first one like wasn't it, and then we did the second one, which is like out now, and that's how that record came to be. So it honestly was just something through our like distribution company. It's not like anything. Like I'm not gonna come on here and lie to you and just tell you I was like in the studio. That's not how that happened. It was like. It was pretty much business.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's what it is. Like you know, it'd be good.
That's like how it happened. I mean, I'd love to like link with him and like I hope he likes the song. Like I think he does. His verse is fire on it. But
now, how many Annoyed verses do you have?
I just sent out a song with Annoyed a few days ago to get mixed and mastered. The next one we have is really really good.
Well, I mean, on the album.
On the album, I think 2. I think he's on Love for This, which like is entirely him. And the video for that came out last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then he's on World Domination.
So I remember you had sent me World Domination.
I
a
sent
while ago.
everybody World Domination, dude.
And
he's gonna be a World Dom too.
That's
I already
dope,
have all the
man.
graphics made.
It's good.
Listening.
I didn't listen to it.
It's not out yet.
It's not out
okay.
yet. So it was. It's just it's a massive cipher of just like Connecticut's best.
10 Connecticut artists.
That'd be cool.
Like DJ Michi like kicks it off now. But I'm super excited for that. That comes out April 1st. And I haven't even announced it yet. Have I showed you the cover art for it?
I don't believe so.
Oh man, you're gonna geek. I'm gonna have to show it to like.
I know there's the Invader Zim.
Dude, I did
Domination.
So the World Domination sample is from Fairy Odd Parents.
Oh yeah. Wait, so it's not Invader Zim?
No. So it's like
Damn, I thought I was on point with that one.
It's so Timmy Turner's like, I wish I knew what that cockroach was saying. And then the cockroach gets up and it's like World Domination. For that song, like the cover art, I can't even take credit. So my homie PJ, Hey Stanford, took this drone shot of the city, and I had Will Polar Desert Studios, who's like the most incredible 3D artist. I got to show you some of the branding.
Okay.
Like, I mean, dude's untouchable. Like, that's the thing about, I got to hype up my team. The people on my team are just like,
yeah, no, dude.
I consider them the best of the best. But Will, I'll explain this, but I need to show you. It's like an Iron Giant version of me fighting a giant cockroach in a drone shot of my city, and there's like the buildings are. It's the most insane thing you'll ever see. I can't even like explain it. Like
I gotta see it.
When he sent it to me, he literally was like, "I think I went too hard."
So this will come out. This will come out next Friday.
This is a week from today. Yeah.
So will you have
everything
released the cover art by then?
Yeah, probably on Monday.
All right.
Tomorrow.
So send us that so we could put it.
I'll just literally send you everything, and then you could use whatever you want.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna put it in everything. Yeah. I just want to see it. That sounds good.
Yeah. My phone's over. I said I wasn't going to touch my phone for it, but it is really good.
There's no such thing as going too hard.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
So how many songs exactly is the album?
21. Well, so 18 songs with 3 skits. And
who's on the skits?
So the skits, the intro is I got this dude on Fiverr to read something hilarious in like this Barry White voice. It's like, "Good morning, baby. The sun is shining." Like, you are now tuned into.
Good morning, baby.
Yeah, it's like he did a phenomenal job. And then I have a voicemail from my dad from when I started touring, and he's just basically, it was on my birthday. He actually called me. He's like, "Happy birthday." He's like, "I don't know what's going on in your life, but you're doing it. Like, you got to explain to me what's happening right now, because I get it, but I don't really get it."
Yeah.
So if you could just call me back, like, so I like that voicemail. And then the other one is from a mentor of mine, Robbie, who, it's funny, when we were talking before this, I was like, dang, this is exactly what Robbie's saying in that voicemail, talking about like, there's no honor being a burnt out martyr. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's Oof. Like, yeah, and it's just like, I was like, dang, like this one hit deep. So those two made the cut. And it's cool because I actually didn't realize this till recently, but in the background of like Robbie's voicemail is the song Inner Peace that I put out in January.
Oh, that's cool.
And so he's like, at the end of the voicemail, he's like, peace. And then it goes like into Inner Peace. I was like, oh, that's a really clever transition that I totally purposely did not do. I was like, yeah. So I was like,
that's dope.
Yeah. And I feel good. I sent out copies of the album now, the hard copies.
Yeah, I saw that.
And for like, so people are actually finally hearing it all the way through because people have like the physical.
People have the physical.
So I'm actually starting to get feedback on it. And one of my homies texted me this morning who listened to it all the way through. And he was like, dude, he's like, this is absolutely incredible. He's like, this is the one. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I mean, it's a great feeling, but like, who knows? It could be the one.
I mean, I've always said that too. It could be the one. It could be your stepping stone to the one. It could be the one where, you figure out like, if you didn't drop this and this is just saying that it's not the one, but if you didn't drop this, you may not know how to get to the one. So like all of them have a special place, one in your heart, but also like, to the listeners that don't know that this one may have been a stepping stone, because the one that it matters to, they don't give a fuck about the numbers that it did.
I could tell you my evil genius rollout of how, I don't want to toot my horn on this one, but I basically set this. It's not going to fail. I can't let it because I know
what you did.
It already hasn't.
I see what you did. Yeah, I see. By the singles.
So the singles already have like 7 million streams.
Smart man.
You know what I mean? So by the time my first week, the second the album drops, it already has 7 million streams. So the project, like,
that's so crazy.
You know what I mean?
Amazing.
So I went in, and there are songs that I put on there. Like Deep End wasn't originally on there, but I was like, I talked to P. I was like, yo, is this ever gonna have a home? He's like, probably not. It's just gonna be a single. I was like, yo, can I let this live on the sample tape? And he was like, cool. So boom, over like just from
Shout
a text.
Out to Pimo.
Yeah, just from one text message, the sample tape got an additional 2 million streams. You know what I mean? So it's like,
amazing.
Yeah, and there was other records too. I could but that's the thing. I didn't want to compromise because I
didn't want to play the game too much.
Yeah, I wanted to put songs that I genuinely thought fit the album. Yeah, because we have other songs too that I was like, if I wanted to go ham with numbers, like the project could have a lot more. But that wasn't the game I wanted to play because honestly, my hope is because I have songs on there with people who don't have as big followings, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So my goal is that these big songs that are on the project breathe life into those songs so that, my homies with lesser followings who I think are super dope can capitalize this and shine.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I dig that.
That's huge.
Yeah. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for my homie Obese. We dropped the song Proud today, but I pretty much guaranteed him a song with 1 million streams because he's on the song with Locksmith and Jaron Benton.
Yeah.
And he's like just a dude from my hometown. So
that's amazing.
I think I just want to put people in position to win. And
absolutely.
I think OB will capitalize. And then after that comes out, I already got the single. Like, I'm not even done, dude. Like, we're just getting started. I got my singles through the rest of the year.
That's another, point that I was making before where you seem to have figured out the business side of it too, where like, sure, you can put out an album, but you've worked hard enough where putting out an album isn't busting your nut.
Yeah.
And then you have nothing left. And you got to go back into the studio for a year to build it back up. You have other records that you're like, these, I'm going to follow up with.
I am sitting on a single that I am just, there. Nobody on it has like a huge following, but it is just the best song that I have ever made. And I am convinced if I promote this record properly, it'll just...
Can I ask who's on it?
Yeah, so it's all artists from my hometown too, which makes it even more special.
Which is, by the way?
Stanford, Connecticut. So it's Obese, who, it's the homie. I love and adore, super talented. Young Dill, like a up-and-coming artist, very fire.
Dope.
Got the homie Doss, who I've gone way back with. And then Lil Kitty on the hook. And this record, I'm telling you, is like, it's the song of the summer, without a doubt. Like... it's got to go crazy. And if you want to hear my idea on how to promote it, because I don't care.
I do.
I want to I want to start a series that's like 100 ways to promote a record. So it's like I do 100 different things using the exact same song and just like doing the most wild thing. So like, for example, my girl got me this flying lesson for my birthday a few years back, right? So I want to do like, yo, this is Mike Squires. This is my new song, blank. And today I'm flying a plane. And then the song's just in the background. Like, so I do that 100 different things. Today, skydiving. Today, swimming with sharks. Today. So I got to figure this out. You know what I mean? Because it's like, there's a lot of money involved with that.
You want to go swimming with sharks?
My girl does.
I got a buddy in Florida. He goes swimming. Yeah.
Dude, my girl is going to geek.
I'll send you his page. And just
it's happening. Can you come with me?
Yeah, I'll come with you because he wants me to come down there and do it too. So like,
I'll like trade him like a video or something
too,
like a promo video.
No, yeah.
I think I know the dude you're talking about.
Ryan Walton.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
okay. Dude, I know him too.
You gotta understand that. Like,
I watch his stuff.
He's
all
down
the time.
in
that might mean
like by Miami.
It's gonna mean a lot to me, but it's gonna mean a lot more to my girl.
Like swimming
this
with
is
sharks
like the first time I can ever
with great whites. Which one?
No, there's no cage.
No. But what I'm saying is like swim with the sharks or the cage with the great white. Which one would you?
I'm kind of risk it for the biscuit. I don't care.
Yeah,
like, okay, so you want to hear something hilarious? I had this conversation the other day.
It's so scary.
So skydiving, I would never do it unless I'm promoting a song or
filming.
But
no, because you know that there's the reward there of like if I get this, it's fucking worth it, and everyone's gonna be like, I can't believe Mike did that for you know what I mean.
Yeah, I've done the scariest
the win.
thing I've ever done that was like that. I sat on the edge of a cliff and I was like,
that's more dangerous than skydiving to me.
It was because the cliff isn't reliable. Like,
I think about those skydiving places are companies.
Yeah,
so like they've thought about this.
Legit.
They're like, I don't want to take that loss as far as financially. So they've thought about it a lot more than like you.
And you
got to
go tandem. You got to be strapped on with another person.
To me, it doesn't like. I think the idea of that whole because the song is so fun. I think just doing different things like hot air balloons. I don't know, just getting really creative. It's like
promote the hell out of it.
But also, then I get these also insane life experiences out of it. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn. It's also not only am I promoting the song that I absolutely love, I'm also increasing my quality of life because I'm living and doing things and just new experiences, new perspectives. Like that's like the most important thing. Like that you're enjoying doing it, right? Yeah. Like all the business stuff, all the music, like it's great. But if you're not happy doing it, like nothing even matters.
Amen.
So,
you should be like, I'm here to promote this song, and this is me fighting somebody in an octagon.
And this is me fighting a bear.
Dude, I'm telling you, it gets so many views.
So
we can get your homie, dude.
Oh, dude, I got professional MMA fighters.
When I was thinking about it, I wouldn't like. Maybe if it was staged, because I'm not.
Oh yeah. We wouldn't send you in there to get your ass kicked.
Yeah,
and it was shark. You're gonna get your arm bit off, but not your face punched. Wait, now that I say it like that.
There's much more of a.
Now that I say it that way, yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't want any of the things I do to like leave anybody with harm or anything. I want it to be like, damn, that looks hella fun.
Like when Johnny Knoxville boxed Butterbean.
Oh my god, dude, he just gets his head knocked in.
Yeah, no, you're very creative.
You have fun with
like
that.
Like the video I sent you the other day when I was like, check this out, and it was him like about to go dance in the street.
That's my favorite thing. I share that with everybody
because I was expecting this. You know?
That's what everyone was expecting.
That's why I was like,
I just showed AJ that we were out in the back, and he was like, "Oh my!" He goes, "I was waiting." Oh, and he goes, "Oh," and I go,
"Dude, I was
so
the way
funny.
You fucking folded on.
It was so funny.
You texted me that you were like,
so funny.
You hit me up, you're like, "Yo, the way you
amazing, dude."
Yeah.
Dude, so that's like,
so much.
That's
fun.
a whole other thing that I'm trying to do now too. Like, is just do a bunch of like, I'm trying to figure out how to do this next one too, because it might be like a little too gross, but I have this video, like the next one I want to do is like promote a song on the project and my head was going to roll off and it was just going to be like,
no, that's funny.
No,
it is
still
funny.
Just do it. It's so funny.
Fucking do it.
Just so funny.
It looked
because here's why
it looks a little messy though.
But here's why I say
messy.
Yeah, but you're so you are who you are, correct? So you it's not bad, but also it's also like it's gonna take some serious video editing skills. So that's also promoting your video editing skills of like, hey, by the way, if anybody that needs this in their music video, I'm here.
Well, before I even did music
went all around.
I was like a special effects dude. Like I would just do a bunch of like special. So like all those like that video didn't take me that long to do. It might have taken me like 20 minutes to edit that. Just because I knew.
Really?
Yeah, because, okay, I'll explain
dude.
So it's I'll explain it really fast for all the nerds out there.
Okay.
It's 3 shots. So you get a blank shot of just like the road, right? Make sure you keep it on a tripod. Don't move anything. You get a shot of the car driving by. That was Pimo's car. So I had him drive by. And then you get a shot of you like the first shot where it's like, hi, I'm Mike Squires. And then you run out in the street. So basically you mask out the car. And then you find the moment where it hits me. I basically mask myself out, which is like just making a little line around me so that I'm isolated. And then you add a puppet tool. So it's like I put like a point here, I put a point here, I put a point here, a point here, and then I fold my body so that it wraps around the car and looks at it. But with that effect, it happens so fast that even if there's any imperfections, you can't even tell. You
can't tell, yeah. See,
Jesus, you're good, man. That's amazing.
Thank you, dude.
We'll be talking a lot. We will be talking a lot more about video editing because I'm trying.
I'm a nerd, dude. I love it.
I basically had a friend just like go, hey, teach me how to use Final Cut Pro.
Yeah.
And he was just like, here's some things. I mean, my stuff's like super basic, that type of stuff. But I'm like, how do I do that? And then he's amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like your stuff. That's what I want to learn how to do.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. And honestly, like, I didn't go to school for this. It's just all YouTube.
You self-taught?
Oh, yeah. If you literally just go on how to get hit by a car, After Effects, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Like anything.
What do you use for editing?
So I use Premiere and After Effects.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
I wanted to use Photoshop.
Yeah. I started with Premiere, and I'm like, I'm gonna use the Final Cut Pro just because it's great. Yeah. It's not bad, and you can do like the click and drag ones too.
Yeah, the reason why I love Premiere so much is because it interlocks with After Effects really well.
It's so funny.
And this is Drive Slow with the. Dude, I love that shit, bro. Dude. And maybe I'm a narcissist, but dude, I watched that video like 100 times.
Oh, dude, I watched that video.
I mean, it came out. I would have watched it.
His views went up like 6 because I definitely watched it.
Do you know that in the last week, my Instagram, I like looked.
I saw your engagement today.
It was 15. So it was 1,500% yesterday. It's 2,000 today.
Good for you.
Yeah,
bro. So it's like. It just goes back to the darts. I've been throwing a lot more darts recently.
Dude,
you know what I mean? I haven't been throwing darts before, so honestly, that number is probably astronomically bigger because of the lack of darts.
Well,
I'm telling you,
I'm gonna be in touch with you, man. Just sending you things and being like, yeah, what do you think of this? What do you think of this?
Oh yeah,
you seem to have a grip on it.
Dude, you know what I have created recently that I'm just in love with? So after I worked on that summer record, there was a group chat from that, and that group chat I've just been slowly adding people into just creatives, and it's become like this. Very like beautiful, like collaborative, just keeping everybody inspired too. I was talking to, I don't want to blow up their spot, but I was talking to one of the artists that I work with recently, and they were just like, dude, like I wasn't inspired. And then we got in the studio, and it's like, I'm ready to go, dude. Like he's like, I didn't realize how important collaboration was until that, because I'm always in my head. He's like, that hook is a hit, and he's like, if I was by myself, I would have scrapped it. So I was like, damn, dude. I was like, nah, like that's why it's important to get other ears.
Well, I mean,
too.
just sitting here talking to you right now, like I'm inspired. I'm thinking of like, you know, I'm in my head. I'm like,
we're getting in the studio.
Oh, we're gonna get for sure. No, I want to just like. Just seeing you go hard is like, okay, you know, it's one of those things where it's not like, oh, I need to keep up with Mike, but it's like, oh, I see that it's you know, it's something that's working, so it's like, why not?
That's the idea. Like I super aspire to inspire, right?
Absolutely.
And so even in the group chat, I am just pummeling. You think I'm pummeling the internet with a lot of stuff? You should see what I'm pummeling them with, like every little flyer, every animation, every TikTok, and just be like, yo, this is what I'm doing. So that they can like if it works, the thing about artists is like what might work for one person might not work for another. But if it gets them started in like doing things and finding out what works for them, like I absolutely love that. You know what I mean? So I just like would love to. My goal eventually is to just be able to put everybody in position where it's like they are winning and self-sufficient and like, you know what I mean? They got a lot of work to do on their own, but if I can like.
But that's what. But those are the people that you're choosing to do that to, are the people that have shown that they can, you know, have that drive on their own, and that they maybe deserve a little bit of the knowledge that you have. Because you know, you've to hear that you were self-taught in video. I mean, you've done the photography. You've taken world tours. You've taken international tours.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So. I mean, no, I mean, it fucking is.
He looked off to the distance. He was like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
It is crazy.
Something that a lot of people, which is why we wanted to, as soon as you said you wanted to come on a pod, I was like, let's have him fucking on here. It's a great combo.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, the knowledge that you have and that you've acquired, it's not that it was taught to you by somebody, because obviously you've learned along the way, but like a lot of your learning has been firsthand experience. You fucking said, I've never been to Europe before. Had you been to Europe before the tour?
I did London Fashion Week.
Okay. So by me, but you were like literally saying, I'm going to go.
But when I did on tour, it's crazy. Like the first time, I guess I've been to Europe 4 times, like on tour, which is crazy.
What was your favorite spot in Europe?
Ooh. Amsterdam comes to mind. I super enjoyed that. Sweden was great. Oh, you know what? My favorite spot was Norway. I'll tell you why my favorite. So my grandmother is Norwegian, and I had my dad find the address of the house that my grandma grew up in, and I went there and took a photo and sent it to her, and she just was like beside herself. She's like,
so awesome.
Yeah, she just was like, what? She like was in tears. She's
That's
like, how
so
did you
awesome.
know? And I was like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so I guess that was, but the thing is when we talk about these things, it's like they happen so fast, and there's so many of these like little things that it's like, I didn't remember that until we just were here talking about it.
Well, I don't think you get an opportunity to really
soak
like
it in, which
reflect
I'm
on
trying
it
to
while
work.
you're doing it.
I'm trying to be better. Because I was getting emotional the other day too, because it's like, wow, I'm like actually able to put out an album, people listen to it and like survive off of that, and that's not something you should take for granted. Like that's incredible. Like,
yeah.
So I think the point I was just trying to make is like with this project, I have that album release party, right? And I'm like always just worried about everything and just how like the next thing, and I think I just need to take a moment to like, yo, soak this in. This is only gonna happen once, and then you're gonna be on. You're like, you know what I mean? Just soak it in and enjoy it, because the next thing is gonna always be there. You know,
Mindfulness. So it's about being in that present. So you can go.
because I'm especially, and I mean, it's hard to be like I'm super already. We're doing this, and I already know what I'm going to film TikToks tonight. I'm finishing this flyer for the like, you know what I mean. My head's already on like the next thing, but I think that having your mind on the next thing keeps things moving. Where it's like you don't want to sit on things too long. Like for the car video, I shot that the day before and put it out the next day. It's like I shouldn't be sitting on that, because I was like, well, maybe I should hold it because I know it's gonna like be a good one. And I was like, no, I just need to do another good one after that. You know what I mean? So it's like just get it out there. Like
I also think too, I don't know what it is in the algorithm, but I feel like it almost seems that TikTok and other social medias, they kind of know when you tried too hard.
yeah,
It almost seems like the ones that I've had that have gone, you know, and done numbers, not necessarily viral, but, you know, the 60,000, 70,000, 200,000s, those ones, I look back,
and nonchalant.
I was like, I didn't expect that off of that one. It wasn't like me promoting a new song. It was like me drinking coffee and spilling it all over myself or somewhere. Just had that one moment of like funny, you know. And
I
then
super understand what my next TikTok play is just from this batch of TikToks that I just released.
okay,
So so all of them didn't do like crazy, right? Because I'm still trying to build on TikTok. And then hopefully we look back on this podcast and it's like, wow, he was just, yeah, you know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
it's
Oh
you're
my God.
doing everything
Oh my God.
for that.
yeah. But there was one that stood out, and it didn't do much better by a lot, but it did enough better where it's like, I don't think
What
this is
was
coincidence.
different?
The thing that was different in that particular video is that when I played the beat and did the open verse, I was like, hi, this is Mike Squires. If you kill this beat, I'll pay for your studio time and we'll put it out as a song. It was just to pay for the
I
studio.
saw that one.
Yeah, and I will legitimately do that. Like if the song is fire, I don't care. Like you know what I mean. But it's like I didn't realize this, and I did another like interview podcast yesterday, and when I was talking to that like him, I didn't realize that like I mean I did realize, but for an artist just starting out, so like paying for someone's studio time is actually a big deal. You know what
I mean, well,
Yeah, I mean-
but you also got to kind of, you know, look at yourself as well. Like if you're coming up and you see that if you do a little bit of research into yourself, you're like, oh, I want to work with this guy.
I think it takes a lot of, even with that TikTok, it takes a lot of pressure off of like, I don't need to do all the whole steps. I can literally just spit this verse on my phone right now, and if he likes it, he'll do the rest, which I will do.
Oh, so you're providing that opportunity to not have perfection.
Yeah.
Like, so if they just do it right there on the thing, I can take it to the spot where it'll be perfect, where it's like, okay, I like this rough that you just did. Now let's get in the studio and make this an actual song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it opens up opportunity where it's like, and then they learn from it too. So it's like, you're about to see the next batch of TikToks, literally that one line, the exact same thing all the way through. I don't even care. Like, you know what I mean? Because it'll open up opportunity, and if someone likes it, like, I don't know. I just think,
it gives
and it could end up changing my life and their life. So what the heck?
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I mean?
like it's like why wouldn't you? And you also
and then-
you can provide that you could be what you remember you needed when you first started out.
Oh yeah,
That opportunity. It's like why that's the best way
And
I
then
think to pay it forward.
the
Is
record-
remember
The record also automatically has a cool backstory. It's like, oh, this dude just did a TikTok. I liked it.
And then boom, done. And then
yeah,
it's
that's like, you know
I mean,
what I mean?
that's how my latest single, Directions, it started as I was in Colorado, came up with the hook, and then I came home and I was just replaying it on my acoustic, put the video on of just me singing the chorus, and I was like, I think there's something here.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, dude, make it a full song.
Yeah.
And then I was on Instagram Live, and one of the producers that I work with from the UK was like, hey, I just emailed you, check it while you're on live so I can hear it. And I played it, and I was like, bro, these chords fit with this, and and he was like, this, it was, so the story behind it is fucking
It's always
dope.
great when like things come together like that.
Yeah, organic, man. And then you can, you can kind of shout out the social media platform that you're trying to, impress and be like, hey, because of TikTok, I got this song done, shout out.
Yeah.
So
there might be a little dark spot in the video, but that's all right.
And then me and you have one on volume 2.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out everything exactly because right now I'm sitting on a lot of.
Take your time.
Dude. Don't tell me that, dude. It might be 2027, dude. No, but the idea is that a sample tape every year for 5 years. I want to do 5 total. I have I don't want to give away like too much of like the next ones yet, but I have like a pretty strong idea of what they're gonna be.
Dope.
And then I'm trying to think of what else. But I'm also going to drop other projects that are non-sample tape. So, yeah, I'm trying to get one in place for this fall.
Dope.
And I have probably like 6 or 7 ideas that I think are really, really, really dope. But they just need to be, like, taken home.
Okay.
Yeah, so and they're all weird and different.
Well, for anybody listening, April 12th, the sample tape, volume 1.
Go get it. Go get it.
Let's go.
Mike Squires, Jaron Benton, Locksmith, Pimo, Atlas, James Rose, Sammy Adams, Riff Raff, Annoyed. Anybody I missed, I apologize. That's just how big the track list is on the Mike Squires album. Dude, thank you for coming. Thank
you. Appreciate you guys having me. This was super fun.
Dude, thank you so much.
It was great.
Glad you enjoyed the coffee as well. Shout out to Graziella.
Graziella, you're amazing.
I don't know if this was on camera before, but I'm going to say it again. I'm not a hot coffee person. But this was phenomenal. I don't even drink hot coffee ever. I'm only iced coffee.
Iced coffee only.
And you know what? While we're here, I'm going to turn this into our read. So shout out to our guys at Graziella Coffee. If you head to GraziellaCoffee.com, you can use our promo code, which is
BNN.
And that's going to save you what, Ben?
20% off your first order.
Listen, Graziella.com. GraziellaCoffee.com. My apologies. We are so hyped up on this coffee right now.
It's so good.
But listen,
really good.
we turned Mike into a believer as far as the Graziella. He's on it.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you guys. We love you.
Peace. We're out here.